Can you see the workshop? Hello?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, so I will start if everybody's ready to start. I got lost in the map and I couldn't find you guys. Okay, so today our topic is self-love. And I found that a lot of people that come to me actually have a problem with self-love because we criticize ourselves, we don't trust ourselves, we don't trust our intuition, we don't trust our better knowing. So I felt that this topic is very important for us to know more about. So this is what self-love is, and I'm going to get into more of what self-love is. Hang on, let me see if I can do it. Oh, no. I can delete this. Yeah, I'll just do it like this. So first of all is about prioritizing yourself. To self-love means to put yourself above everyone else. And it doesn't come from a bad place, it comes from a good place. Like when you go on a plane, the first thing they tell you is that you have to, if anything goes wrong, you have to first give the air to yourself and then do it for other people. And the reason being is once you've shifted like your energy and your breathing into that air, you can help like a lot more people. But if you help the first person and the second person, then you won't be able to focus and do at your best. So in order to in order to help other people, we need to first help ourselves. So self-love means first prioritizing yourself to make yourself feel good. From a positive space, we can help other people as well. Now, a lot of people have a misconception of what self-love is. So lots of people mix self-love with, say, narcissism. But self-love is not at all narcissistic. A narcissist personality has a lack of self-love. And because they feel that lack, they try to get you to do things for them in order to feel good about themselves. So it's self-love is different to selfishness or thinking only about yourself. It means to first fill yourself before giving to other people. So for example, if you're a bowl of water and there's no water, you can't give to other people from a safe and energized place. You give to other people from a negative place, from a drained place. It's not helpful to you and it's not helpful to them. Now, what does it mean to prioritize yourself? First of all, most of us don't appreciate ourselves. Like we have so many good qualities, but we're always focused on what we don't have, what we haven't contributed. I have clients that have PhD. I have clients that have accomplished millions of things and they're changing the world every day. And they come to me with low self-worth, low self-esteem. Why? Because they have lack of appreciation for themselves and their virtue. And it usually comes from some event in childhood where other people didn't appreciate them. Now we have to learn to give that appreciation to ourselves every day, that acknowledgement. So we don't need it so much from the outside world. We're more driven from within as opposed to from without, basically. Also, we need to observe our words and actions with compassion. A lot of people have this drive for perfection, perfection, perfection. Like I work with a lot of clients and in the middle of the sessions, they're like, yeah, I'm not good enough. But good enough for who? We always have to make mistakes in order to learn from them. We always have to evolve, get better. So perfection is nothing but an illusion. And if we want to measure our value from that standpoint, we're always going to look less at ourselves because it doesn't matter how full our water is, we always see that empty spot. So it's very important to be appreciative of ourselves and also have compassion for ourselves, for our mistakes, for whatever we do, because mistakes are part of life. We make those mistakes, but if we learn from those mistakes, we can improve ourselves, we can evolve ourselves, we can have ourselves from a better standpoint and from a stronger standpoint. And also saying yes to yourself sometimes means saying no to other people. So sometimes we don't have the energy to do all the things that other people ask for us of us. If we're always focusing on pleasing other people, we will not be able to please everyone. And whatever we do can become not enough for people. So what we have to do is to give from a place where it feels safe to us, it feels comfortable. So if we're given to people from an uncomfortable place where it doesn't feel right, but we're still doing it, we're going against ourselves and we're going against our own values and we're going against through what's right or wrong. So when you feel like, no, I don't want to do this, you have to feel into your heart and ask yourself, okay, why don't I want to do this? Is it because I don't have enough energy to do it? Is it because I have stuff that I need to prioritize? Because sometimes prioritizing yourself also means that you can give more to your children, you can give more to your husband, because you have so much more energy than to give to these people. So sometimes your no's are saying yes to yourself, and it's important to say those yes to yourself. Now, the next one is healthy regard for and attention to one's happiness and well-being. So imagine you're putting yourself under a lot of pressure to do for your child, to do for your husband, to do for your friends. And eventually your health will suffer because you're not given enough energy and value to yourself. So you will be ill, you will be sick, you will have a headache. And from that space, you're neither good to yourself nor good to these people. And not only you can't take care of yourself, then you need them to take care of you. So your first priority should always be to take care of yourself before taking care of other people. Now, the next thing about prioritizing yourself is when you don't prioritize yourself, you lose yourself. You don't know what it is that you want and what it is that you don't want. You sometimes forget who you are because you're so extending yourself, always doing things to please other people, that you lose who you are as a person. And in that place, you feel unfulfilled, unsatisfied, maybe like even like from a place of victim. And from a place of victim, again, you cannot even help other people. So it never helps you. Also, you will always feel unloved because you're always doing for other people and you don't allow other people to do for you. You don't allow them to prove to you that you're worthy without having to do all this. So it feels like if you don't do all these things, if you're not always trying to please other people, if people are not pleased, then you will not be loved as a result. And actually, when we do too much for other people, when we're always trying to please other people, it comes from a place of codependency. So I want you to need me. And that I want you to need me is never a healthy state, because we always depend on their need for them. We always depend on other people appreciating us rather than appreciate ourselves, rather than give that validation to ourselves. It will, of course, damage your health. And sometimes we beat ourselves up because we can't do all that we set out to do. We can't always please everyone. When you try to please everyone, at some stage, you're going to disappoint somebody because you can never, ever, ever please everybody at the same time. So the next thing to do, and the next biggest thing for self-love, is setting healthy boundaries. And what do boundaries mean? Sometimes we feel that we care about other people, and rather than try to focus on ourselves, we try to fix the environment. That comes to trying to control people, trying to think that we know what's best for them, as opposed to leaving them the responsibility to know what's best for them. Also, sometimes we don't set healthy boundaries because we can't say no to people because we worry about them getting angry. We worry about them pushing us away. We worry about them not loving us. But true love means that you can accept somebody's no. When you put your boundaries, that's when you know who really loves you and who doesn't really love you. And then you can put your energy into people who are worthy of your time, worthy of your attention. And people who care about you might get upset first for you saying no, but eventually they will understand you and they will appreciate it and they will value it. And also, you can say your no with compassion. So you can say, no, I can't do it. I need to take care of myself. I'm feeling tired. I have a headache. There's too many things for me to do. I'm sorry, I'm afraid I don't have time to do this for you. Also, you have to know that it's not your job to take responsibility for others. Sometimes we give advice to people that they don't even require, and they feel that we're overtaking their boundaries. And that's when they allow themselves to overtake your boundaries, to tell you what to do. And then you feel defensive sometimes, and you're like, how do they think that they know better about my life? So in order to have that boundary, we need to also appreciate other people's boundary. Before giving advice, we should ask, would you like my advice on this, or do you want to just vent? Because some people just want to vent. They don't want to know what you want to say. They just want to be the victim and they want to talk about it. Allow them that space. Allow them that emotion. Allow them to go through that emotion. And then if it gets too much, then maybe give them a different perspective, or ask them, do you want my perspective? Because maybe they do, maybe they don't. Also, you don't need to always anticipate the needs of others, because by taking responsibility out of others, you make them codependent on you, you make them need you. And if you're not around, then they can't take responsibility themselves. That can be your husband, it can be your friends, it can be your children. But you need to give them a sense of independence. You need to trust that they know what's best for them and they know what they need to do for themselves. And also, it's not your responsibility to make everyone happy. And it's not even possible to make everyone happy. Your responsibility lies within you. Everybody's responsible for their own emotions, for their own happiness. And by trying to always compromise yourself to make other people happy, you're taking that right away from them. You're taking away that ability from them to make them, for their ability to make themselves happy. And also, you have to understand that nobody has to agree with you. Everybody is entitled to their perception, even if it's the opposite perception to you. So lack of judgment for other people translates also in a lack of judgment for ourselves. So it's okay to feel this way. It's okay to want this. And if you don't feel this wanting or needing comes from a good place, you can then ask yourself, is okay, my needs are okay, but why is it that I need this? How can I go about satisfying this need in a different way? Where does this need come from? So when you sit with yourself and you question those needs that seem unreasonable, or those emotions that seem to you unreasonable, you will see there's a message in that emotion: the anger, the feeling of guilt, the feeling of blame, all these feelings that you feel towards yourself. You can actually address them. You can talk to them. You can see, is it reasonable for me to blame myself in this situation? Okay, I made a mistake. So that's okay. Everybody's entitled to mistake. What do I do next time? What do I do next time this happens to me? That way you create a boundary for yourself and you get yourself out of the blame game as well. Now, the next one is trusting yourself. So many people that come to me, they don't trust themselves. They don't trust their feelings. They don't trust their emotions. They judge their emotions as bad. But emotions are never, ever, ever bad. They're your guidance. They're your map, if you like, into what's happening within you, what's happening in the outside world. Actually, by checking in with yourself, you will know what your boundaries are, because my boundary would be completely different to your boundary. What I need and what I'm willing to give can be completely different to what you are willing to give. And somebody's boundary can be completely different. So what I will allow, you may not, and what you allow, I may not. So in different situations, boundaries can be completely different, and you need to understand those boundaries and set those boundaries. And the only way you can do that is to trust that your feelings are correct, and this is why you need these things. And go into those emotions, question those emotions, and find where the source of those emotions are. And if you feel that they're not serving you, then from that space, change it. Talk to that emotion, sit in front of that emotion and pretend, like sit in front of the mirror and pretend as that emotion and start talking to that emotion and ask it, what do you want to tell me? What is your message for me? How are you trying to help me? Whether it's anger, whether it's shame, whether it's guilt, whatever. Also, don't allow other people to undermine your self-trust. Usually people undermine it because they need something from you. So they're in a way manipulating you to get what they want, or they don't understand you. They understand their emotions, they validate their emotion, but if it's yours, they don't validate it. And it's you who has to say, stop, this is my emotion, this is valuable to me. Even if to you this is not a big deal, it is a big deal to me. And then in your own time, you go and sit with that emotion and you feel into why it's saying what it's saying to you. And is it important, and how important it is? And also, once you make a promise to yourself, try to keep it. And if you're not keeping it, understand why you're not keeping it. So if you want to eat less of the chocolate and you keep getting tempted to have more of the chocolate, ask yourself, what is this chocolate giving me that I'm not giving to myself? What emotion am I satisfying by having this chocolate? And once you get these understandings, and once you're able to give yourself those emotions, you're able to move past those emotions, and you will be able to give up any kind of addiction you have as well. The next one is connecting with yourself. So a lot of people have a fear of connecting to themselves because emotions can be painful, they can be difficult, they can be challenging. So what you need to do is take that time to sit with your emotions. Some people do meditation. Meditation is beautiful, but you need to know how to use meditation. If you're using meditation to avoid emotions, they're going to go in your subconscious and they're going to come up as illnesses, as sicknesses, as they will try to get your attention, whether in your outer reality or your inner reality, which will be your physical health. So headaches, stomach aches, cancer even, like really big diseases come from emotions that we don't address and we've hold back. So taking that time to connect with these emotions and asking them what they need and not fearing them, because there's no pain, no emotion that will overtake you. They're like water. Emotions flow past you. They will go past you. They will take you over, and then you will come out of it. Once you fully embrace it, it will see that it has no power over you. It will give you the message and it will pass. So allow your emotions to fully sit in you and then pass through you. Also, you can connect with yourself through others. So you talk to your friend about how you're feeling. And sometimes by just talking to another person, I mean, if it's not a friend, it can be a healer, it can be a coach, it can be a consultant. It can be anyone who is willing to sit there and listen to you and listen to all those uncomfortable feelings and allowing you and navigating you through it, allowing you to pass through these emotions, finding the source, clearing the source, and bringing you back to a healthier space, healthier place, a better place to be as well. And then also, we feel unhappy, we feel unloved, we feel unsatisfied. What do? We check our phone, we go onto Instagram, we start trying to escape ourselves and emotions by addictive behaviors of going into the Instagram to see who's posted what and who's done what, and by taking the focus away from us. Now, In those places, maybe we'll find uncomfortable feelings as well. Oh, this person is doing this, but I haven't still done that. Why am I not having this? So it creates like negative self-talk sometimes as well for some people. And you need to go past those negative self-talk, put your phone aside and go to the emotion and say to yourself, why am I feeling this way? What is this emotion supposed to teach me? And then you can do a lot of creative stuff. Some people love singing, some people don't. Some people love dancing, some people don't. Maybe you like to paint, maybe you like to write, maybe you like to journal, maybe you want to meditate. Maybe for you, bubble bathing is the best thing to do. Whatever is your thing. So for example, bubble bathing for me is not a nice thing. I don't like my fingers to get wrinkly. I don't like staying in the water too long, but meditating helps me. To speak to a coach or a healer helps me. To do something creative like writing emotions, like in terms of poetry, helps me. Journaling helps me. So you need to find what resonates with you. What kind of way do you feel happy to allow yourself to flow and allow that to flow through you as well? And so we get to positive self-talk. See, the opposite to negative self-talk is the positive self-talk. And that is every day, write 10 things you appreciate about yourself. I love my hair. I love my taste in clothing. I love how I was successful accomplishing that task today. I love how today I decided to walk like 10,000 steps and I did it. Appreciate everything you do. Congratulate yourself every day for everything you do. The other thing with self-love is when we observe our actions and our words and our behaviors towards ourselves, we can act like our own best friends. Would your best friend actually tell you to shut up? You're stupid? No, that would be like your not friend, like enemy. So half the time we're behaving like our own enemies. We're not our own best friends. We're not treating ourselves like those best friends. And also, we judge ourselves. We judge our behavior. Oh my God, how stupid are you? How can you do that? No, I'm not stupid. I'm human. I make mistakes. What do? I find a resolution from the space. I find a way to do it better next time. I found one way that doesn't work. Even if you repeat it, it's okay. Why didn't I learn it the last time? Let's be gentle with ourselves. Let's allow ourselves mistakes. Let's allow ourselves to grow from our mistakes, to evolve from our mistakes. Let's make 10 solutions for not making that mistake again, and congratulate ourselves every time we go with a new solution, we find a new solution. Because we're creative beings, we can find solutions to every problem. There's never a problem without a solution. And also to forgive ourselves for mistakes. And another thing that you have to notice is when you're criticizing other people, you're criticizing yourself. By judging other people, we're also judging ourselves. And sometimes there are parts of us that we ignore within ourselves. And then we start judging other people for it because it's so painful for us to deal with it. So we see it in other people. So next time you start judging another person, go inside your heart and say, how am I like that person? How do I behave like that? And then go into that emotion that causes that behavior. And once you go to that emotion, again, don't judge your emotion. Don't judge yourself. Be kind with yourself. Forgive yourself. And again, look at it from a problem-solving situation. Okay, so that person has that house and I don't. What do I do to have that house? What does she do? Let me be inspired by her. Let me know how I also can have exactly that and go from that space. And the last thing about self-love is taking care of your body. So the food that you eat can be very effective. You have to listen to your body, ask it what it needs, take breaks from work when you need, stretch, move, do yoga. If you don't like yoga, do running. If you don't like running, do something that moves your body. Let your body know that is always an action. And also, if you're overdoing it, if you're overdoing sports, if you're over hard on yourself, if you're over hard on your body, stop, relax, allow it. It's very important to eat healthy. So it's good to always eat healthy, but you have to also allow yourself that chocolate, that treat. Maybe for you it will be crisps, or maybe it will be that burger, or anything healthy or unhealthy. But once in a while, allow yourself that treat. Say, I've been good for 5 days, I've been good for 6 days. Now I will allow myself that treat. And your body knows that it will get that treat. So it will not crave it so much. And then your treats can get healthier and healthier, because the more we deal with our body, detox it, work with it in a healthy way, the more it becomes inclined to eat unhealthy food. And sometimes it stops even liking unhealthy food altogether. And also, like, other things you can do for your body is massage. You can do, like, again, bubble bathing. You can, some people like the energy cleanse of the sea, because the salty water, it removes all negative energy. You can swim there, it massages your body. So whatever feels right to you, do that. Don't overdo it, don't underdo it. Sometimes you need to push yourself, and that's self-love. And sometimes you need to know, okay, I've pushed myself enough. My body now needs to rest, and allow yourself that rest. And from that space, if you have any questions, please let me know and I will respond to your questions. No questions? Is everyone there? Now I feel like no one's there.
Yes, no questions.
There's no questions. Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you.
I hope it was beneficial. And if you have any questions, you can send it to Illuminations and I'll be happy to respond to it later.
Thank you very much. That was great.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much, Mary. And it was a very good presentation. And if we have any questions, we'll definitely get back to you through email or WhatsApp number what you have provided.
Thank you so much.
Thanks a lot.
Perfect. Have a beautiful weekend all.
Same to you. Bye.
Bye for now.